played.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pause to Play and you are tuned in on Room for Rewinds, and today we will not be doing an ending explain, but rather I'll be comparing my two most iconic films, that deal with family, and they're almost like a thriller almost. And yeah, I love the twist ending in these movies, and I feel like this was one of my favorite movies, that I've watched. And then the first one is Orphan. It has Vera Farmiga, and I love her from the Conjuring universe. We all know her. And then the second movie is called The Others, and it is starring Nicole Kidman. I love her in everything that she does. I swear that woman does everything so well on screen. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So when the movie starts, it's very exciting. Glow in the dark colors on the Warner Bros. Picture emblem. Anyway, so off the bat, we can tell it's a horror movie. I mean, this woman is giving birth, and as she's giving birth, she's in pain, and the scene looks a little bit gory. It's just like this very uncomfortable thing for her. But then we later find out that this is actually a dream of a memory of her losing her child. And this memory has led her to alcoholism. But then she decides to adopt. Here she is, and adopting, they find a really mature girl called Esther, and they're impressed with her. She immediately joins the family, and everybody is just well adjusted around her because she's so polite, she's so sweet, she looks nice and very beautiful, you know. And everybody likes her except the boy, the son is not into Esther, can tell that something's wrong with her, already spots it out. And he's not really with that, and he feels neglected. But then trouble starts arising when it comes to Esther. She's making sexual references. She pretended to not be able to play the piano, but she could. And the other thing is that she's just making the kids do other stuff like killing animals. And actually, they killed the nun that was in charge of the orphanage, because they were starting to get suspicious of Esther. And then the mom is just like, there's been so much emotional turmoil around her house because nobody believes her, but she believes that something's wrong with Esther. And then as she's searching her room, she finds clues around, like things that make her think, Esther, there's something wrong with Esther, including a Bible looking like book, right? And in this Bible looking like book, she actually pages through it and finds like pictures of men in between the pages, and that's very suspicious, and she just looks through it. But the one thing that stands out more is that this book actually has a name of like an institution, the Sunny institution. And when she tries to Google it, it's actually a mental health institution, and she tries to make inquiries you know about Esther and her time there, but she doesn't get an immediate response on it, and she's just like kept waiting for somebody to like respond. And yeah, Esther is just doing her worst and her best around the house. But then a doctor finally gets to her and gets to the information about who Esther is. And it's just like so surprising, because then after so many things that have happened in the house, they find out that Esther is actually a 30-year-old woman pretending to be a girl. And she has burned houses, she has scars on her wrist. And yes, that is the ending of Orphan. Astonishing as that twist was, I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed, watching everybody acting, and that Vera's kid in the movie, the deaf one that couldn't hear. I really enjoyed seeing, her act as a little kid. And if she's not deaf, then oh, big up to that girl, man. I really enjoyed everybody here and the role that they played. I really enjoyed it. If I would rate it, I would really give it a solid 7 out of 10. I would really give that movie a 7 out of 10. Really, I mean, who nobody saw that coming, honestly. So yeah, but I think that's gonna be my next trick. I'm gonna pose as a little girl and go live in a mansion. I can do it, guys. I look a lot younger than I actually am, so I think I might pull it off. You know, yeah. I think that's the quickest way to get rich. So yeah. Starting off with our second movie called The Others, we have this single white woman living in a house. She has two kids, a daughter and a son, and she just hired new help, um, a man, a woman, and a teenage girl. And so, right off the bat, we can see that she has problems with her daughter because her daughter claims to see ghosts around the house. And the thing is, with her, she's a very religious woman. She believes in God and she makes her kids read the scriptures, and like, she's very narrow minded. And her child claims to have seen ghosts around the house. And yeah, so as they are living in this house, it's a really big house and it's always foggy outside. I don't know why, but it's always foggy outside and the weather is always gloomy. And as the movie goes on, they experience a couple of hauntings, and there was a point whereby they experienced a haunting, and the mother actually asked for like a shotgun and actually asked the help to go around the house and search for like people that could be possibly in the house. And mind you, it's very difficult because the rule in this house is that you have to lock every door. Like, if you get into a certain room, you lock the door behind you. You know what I'm saying? So it's very difficult with her rules. And one day she experiences an incident whereby she left her daughter in her room with this white dress and veil for some religious occasion, and then when she gets back to the room, the daughter's hand looks like an old woman, and then when she actually turns around and faces her daughter, it's actually an old woman, and she's very astonished. She's like, what have you done to my daughter? And the figure is like, oh, but I am your daughter. And then she's like, no, you're not my daughter. And after that altercation, she finally thinks, you know what, let me strangle this woman, this woman that's posing as my daughter. And then she's strangling her. It's really intense, guys. The scene is really intense. And then after doing all of that, all of this struggling, she discovers it's actually her daughter. And she looks herself in the mirror and her daughter is crying. But then at the end, the three help, the man, the woman, and the teenage child. They actually find out that they've been dead for some time, so they are running away from them. But what they say is that they actually tell her that, you know what, we are dead, we cannot help you, you have to face the intruders. And then she asks, what are the intruders? And then, she goes upstairs and actually discovers that there's been a seance. And guys, here's the big twist: she's actually dead too. And the people that are in the house are actually people that are alive. The people that the daughter has been seeing are people that have been alive. And it is such a scary revelation for, the family, because they actually thought they were being haunted, but they were haunting. So as they make this discovery, it's such a thing. And then it actually explains the incident that this child keeps talking about, like, mom went berserk one day, and the other thing that you also discover is that that's the day that they actually died, and that's the day that she keeps remembering, and the reason why they're also afraid of lights and everything. So yeah, I actually really, really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the house. And the one takeaway that you can get from this movie is that it shows you the haunting, but it happens on so many different dimensions, because you never actually get to see the other family. You get to see the other family in that little girl's drawing. And you get to see all these other things in in the things that you say, and at the moment you don't even believe that those things are true, but they are true. Yes, they are the ones that are haunting this family. And even with the whole lock the door, lock every door that you come through in, it's one of the signs that you get that this family is actually the ones that are haunting the other family. Not that they are aware of it, no, they were just going by in their normal lives. I guess that's where they died. And as you can see, in this image, she's about to like unlock the door and actually find out that she's actually, she's the one that's been haunting
So
people.
yeah, I honestly love the ending of this movie. I feel like we get to see a haunting on the other side. Like we got to see, because then my understanding of ghosts is that they just haunt because they wanna taunt people, they wanna traumatize people. And in this case, it's not that. They just don't know that they're in your space. Like the family in this movie, they didn't know that they were in their space because they died in this space. And it really, I don't know, it kind of taught me something. Nothing is ever as it seems. So I really love this movie. I love the cinematography. I love the house. I adored the house. And when if I have to rate this, so that is the last movie, and then that's the last explaining that I have to do. But like I said, man, thank you guys for all the supports that I get. And you know what, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. I'm willing to do this, so much more if I get, positive input. So, anyway, thanks for chilling here with me. Goodbye.